And hi, it's me again, Joni Rotten. Um, this article, I think, is going to be really wonderful. It comes to us from the Jenner Institute, developing innovative vaccines. Yay! This is in the research section. It's about Epstein-Barr virus, and so I thought I'd share this with you. Epstein-Barr virus, or EBV, is a human herpes virus that infects B cells and epithelial cells. It is one of the most abundant human pathogens in the world, affecting over 90% of the global population over the course of their lifetime. The most common disease type caused by EBV is self-limiting infectious mononucleosis, or glandular fever, which typically subsides over the course of a few months. However, like other herpesviruses, EBV is able to establish latency within host tissue, leading to lifelong infection. Whilst the latent stages of infection and on reactivation, the virus is able to transform its host cell into tumor cells by both down-regulating programmed cell death pathways and promoting uncontrolled division. Indeed, EBV was originally identified in cancerous tissue and has since been implicated in several malignancies, including Burkitt lymphoma, Hodgkin lymphoma, gastric carcinoma, nasopharyngeal carcinoma, and lymphomas in immune-compromised persons. It is now known to cause approximately 1.8% of all cancer deaths worldwide, as well as being strongly associated with the development of multiple sclerosis. It is currently estimated that Epstein-Barr associated disease results in 160,000 deaths per year. Vaccination against EBV represents one possible avenue for treating these diseases. Prevention or control of EBV infection may protect against the development of virus-associated cancers and multiple sclerosis later in life. There is, however, currently no licensed vaccines against EBV. And they go on to talk about the research, so let's read that. But noticing that they use the word licensed there. They're working on it, and they needed people sick with these viruses so they could see all of the viruses' unlocked potential for all of the medications that they're going to be selling us. So they made us sick. They've given us sicknesses through their toxins, through their poisons, through their medical treatments, through their experiments, through their industrialism, and they're gonna save us. Don't worry. Jesus is coming back. So their research, our work focuses on identifying and evaluating potential viral targets for vaccination against EBV. EBV expresses an array of surface proteins important to cell receptor binding and membrane fusion, which facilitates entry into host cell types. During natural infection, these are known to be robust targets of the immune system, including the generation of neutralizing antibodies or antibody. We are looking to understand what aspects of the immune response to these proteins convey protected against infection and disease, and whether these proteins make for promising vaccine candidates. This work involves characterizing antibody responses to virus fusion machinery, including looking at the importance of conformation-specific antibodies. We are also interested in comparing immune responses to promising antigens administered by different vaccine technologies, such as viral vectors, or by displaying proteins on the surface of virus-like particles, with an S, particles, plural, to determine which platform best displays antigen to the immune system and therefore induces the most productive response. They need you to come in. They need you sick. They need to get your blood. They need to find which one of you, which few of you, just like in the movies, has fused. And then they're going to start narrowing it down. So everybody that is going, that's what they're doing now. You know it because they've seen it in the movies. And that's how, right? That's fiction these days, or nonfiction these days. But yeah, I think it's clear that we can see what they're trying to do. And, they're well on their way. And if they have something that's in 90% of the population and they come out with a vaccine for it, promising you that you won't get cancer, not these cancers anyway, you won't get sick. So, I mean, who's to say this isn't a wonderful thing? I'm sure it is. I'm absolutely a fan of trying to keep people from being sick. However, it seems like, it really sounds like to me for the greater good. And the greater good, well, we're the lambs to the slaughter. We're the sacrifice to the greater good. We're the ones being experimented on. So that's great for the future, but it's not so great. Try telling that to someone, who's being experimented on during a war and tortured, and they're said, well, it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. Don't you want to be great again? So, these articles just keep getting better by the second. Anyway, I thought that was really interesting. What are your thoughts there? Am I being cynical? Am I thinking about it from a scientific perspective? I don't know. They're the ones saying there's not a licensed vaccine yet, calling all investors. We're learning a lot from COVID-19. You can learn a lot from a dummy. Anyway, all right. That is even greater. You can learn a lot from a dummy, as if it was a dummy cold, They kept telling us it was going to kill us, but it didn't. Instead, it just made everyone feel like shit. Gave everyone malaise and chronic reactivation. Oh, man. The dummy made you look, right? All right. I'm sure I'll have more. So stay tuned as I'm still unpacking this freaking, magic trick hat of the magician. Here's a lot in here. Crazy. Well.